It's like, what were you doing with my drapes? The drapes that were hanging in the apartment. I never got the answer to that. Hi, this is Kari from Sky Properties, and today we're going to talk about marijuana use. Not mine, but our tenants. So it's not an uncommon complaint that a tenant's smoking marijuana in their apartment. The problem with it, of course, is usually the neighbor who gets to smell it. So, of course, you need to address it. You need to send a letter, make a phone call, send an email. You need to do all of the above, really, to make sure that you let the tenant know that this is causing a problem with the tenant next door. You really don't want to place blame on the tenant next door either. What you want to say is this is just not something that's allowed in the building. The law is pretty specific about smoke being a nuisance. Marijuana is legal in California, but it could also be considered a nuisance by the people that are around it if it's being used with smoke. In California, of course, you're also, in any state, you're probably allowed to use medical marijuana. What you want to do is make sure they understand that it can't be used in a manner that offends or is harming another tenant. For instance, you have a baby next door to a unit where the smoke is going straight into the baby's bedroom, or it's going through a vent and bothering anyone that's residing in the unit next to them or above them. If you can smell it through the door, it's definitely a problem that needs to be addressed. If a vendor goes in and reports that he's seen it, smelled it, but no one's complaining about it, I would say you might want to leave that alone. If it's something where the vendor goes in and says, it was billowing from everywhere, you know that eventually that's going to be an issue. But if he says he saw paraphernalia on the coffee table and no one's complaining about it, I would say that's a situation where you might not want to delve into it unless someone directly complains about it. And I would say the first step would be write a letter. If it doesn't improve or you don't get any reaction from that, then you're going to want to write another letter. I always like to write at least 3 letters, 3 emails, document it at least 3 times before I consult an attorney about what the next steps might be. And before you do that, you really want to know what the harm that's being caused to the other tenants in the building is and how it's affecting others and not just you as the landlord. So I am certainly not an expert in grow laws. However, I do believe that they are limited to 6 plants, and you should look that up. It's going to be different in every county and every city. But if you can smell it strongly through the door, I have been at buildings where it smells like a grow house. I find that personally offensive. It's going to scare off renters. It needs to be addressed.